You're listening to the Three Shelf Podcast with guests Marc Ginsberg and Dineen.
Hey guys, before the episode starts, I just wanted to apologize for the poor audio quality on this episode. It's on me. The audio interface was acting up and the levels got all fucked up. I felt bad, so I posted a second episode this week. If you want to skip to that one, I totally understand. Anyways, enjoy the 2 episodes this week.
So, Mark, I had you pick 3 movies, right? Okay. Which one do you want to talk about first? I'm going to let you pick which one you want to talk about first.
Okay, so I watched 2 out of the 3 very recently.
Okay.
I think you know which one I didn't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I still have a good memory of it, so I can try to go along with it. But
well, listen, your Twitter handle is it is Cars 2 on Blu-ray, so I know you're a fan.
Definitely. I mean, it's hard to not be a fan of such a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, let's we can start with that one. Let's start
Cars.
With Cars 2.
All right. Yeah. Well, I wanted to do also Cars 1 and 2. Can we do that? Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll start off with this.
No. First question.
Yeah.
How did the cars reproduce?
But like Cars, Disney Pixar's Cars. My least favorite, like, Pixar movie as a kid, I'll be honest with you. Out of the ones that I grew up with, like Monsters, Inc., Incredibles, better. Finding Nemo, better. Toy Story, better. Even Bug's Life, I like that one better. I don't know. I wasn't into Cars as a kid. Were you into Cars as a kid?
Like the movie or just Cars?
No, just Cars in general.
Oh, come on. I mean,
I don't know why I asked that.
But, of course I was.
Was this like the spark?
This was not the spark. This goes back even years before that. My Life movie did come out. It was special to me. All of my cousins who I watched it with, it was the most boring movie they had ever seen. I loved it. I loved every second of it. The trilogy, however, I equate it.
I've never seen the third one. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, no.
Well, think about it like this. You ever hear how people talk about like the
Rocky?
Fast and Furious? No, I was gonna say like the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
Like how like the first 4 of them are really good, and like actually have to do with cars and stuff, and then the last 5.
Honestly, though, like I kind of like how they like go away from cars a little bit. Like the street racing shit kind of got stale after like the 4th movie. Tokyo Drift is. Drift is valid though. Tokyo Drift is valid.
That's the best, but I don't know. The last 5 of them they just haven't done anything for me, and it's kind of, like, here's the thing. While I think that Cars 3 was it definitely stepped away from it. It was more about like they brought airplanes and like international spies into it. Like it was nuts.
They brought it back. They brought it back to its roots in the 3rd one.
Yeah, they did. And so like it was kind of nice to see that. Listen, I think Fast and Furious, at least for one movie, they could learn a lesson from it. But that's but the first one, very much a favorite. Cars 2 was also an incredible movie, but definitely you definitely notice that like.
It was clearly made for like toy sales and stuff like that. You have like 10 other new racing cars that are like in it for like 5 seconds. I'm like, hey, here, buy this toy, kids. What was that one? The Italian one.
Yeah, and like on the screen for how long in that entire movie? Like
5 seconds, basically. Yeah. Although the name of the spy in the second one, Finn McMissile, is honestly the sick, like a baller name.
Dude, I wish I was Finn McMissile. That's way cooler than Ginsberg. But either way, I would. I don't know.
You know who voices the spy too? Michael Caine.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is kind of like wild. Owen Wilson, Larry the Cable Guy.
Wow.
Larry the Cable Guy I did know.
Yeah,
but that is. It's just such a weird group of people.
Cheech Marin plays the fucking what's the lowrider car.
He does. Well, my favorites. I mean, this is kind of like a niche for like only for car people. But
yeah,
do you remember like the one scene where there was like the Dodge? There was like the Dodge van, and then I think there was like the other. I can't remember what car it was, but it was 2 brothers, and they were talking on the radio. He was like, "Don't drive like my." So that's like from Car Talk, like which was an NPR show that like me and my dad used to listen to, and so. I never understood that, like them being on screen as a kid.
Yeah.
And my dad was cracking up at it when we watched the show when I was, I watched the movie when I was 6, and I was like, why is this funny? And then when I grew up and I watched the movie again, I was like, oh my God, it's Car Talk. Like, it's so many people that I didn't know about.
It's like very inside baseball when
Yeah.
it comes to like car shit. And it's like, this is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's like, the fact that they like put the effort into like putting in like extra car details that like only like someone like you who like loves cars and like knows like, you know, inside baseball shit can appreciate.
I still think about that all the time. I just think that's so cool. But,
Yeah. I like how some of the... Oh, go on, Liam.
Oh, I was gonna say that, like, I think that that movie was, like, really interesting, too, because really, when do we see, like, kids' movies that involve, like, NASCAR? Like, you see so many movies that involve baseball, football, bullshit, even boxing sometimes, like, but, like, when's the last time you see NASCAR? Or, like, and I guess it's an American thing, like, we don't, like, in Europe, like, they're more into, like, F1 and whatnot and all that.
They get into that in the second one.
They do, yeah.
I do not recall what even happened. I know what happens in the first one.
Cars,
like,
too.
He literally has to pay back a debt because he ruins the road, like, all this bullshit. And, like, I just remember the green guy was, like, an asshole. Like,
what was his name? I forget.
Oh, my God, it's going to kill me. The...
Kachiga.
No,
he didn't say he said Kachiga instead of Kachow.
Oh yeah. No, but like I think that like there's not really that many there's not that much representation in terms of like NASCAR and whatnot. And like as someone who like
Talladega Nights. That's another NASCAR movie.
Yeah, it's a kids movie,
but it's not. No.
I was thinking that too, but I was like, is that a kids movie?
No.
But as far as like NASCAR, like because I grew up watching because my grandpa was like very big into NASCAR, so and like he watched us like a lot. So like I never really like took it in, but like I just like liked watching it, you know.
Right.
And like it's a really interesting like sport that like a lot of people like kind of look
dismiss
past,
it, you know.
And I just think like that whole system of like growing up and like first you do like what is it? First they do like go-karts and then they go into like the littler carts. I forget what it's called. You probably know.
Well, so it's a whole thing, especially with like I noticed with F1 you start out like very very young in the go-karts, and then you move up to like probably 3 or 4 other series of go-karts, and then you have like Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2, and then you get to Formula 1. There's there's so much stuff you have to go through, and they dump these parents are like really their sponsors, they just dump so much money at these kids. And that's why like kind of like blocked me out from being an F1 driver. One, I was never good enough. Number two, that's just like the money aspect of like it probably before they even get to F1, it probably takes like $1 million.
Yeah.
Just to get them to that.
Did you go kart when you were younger?
Oh yeah, I actually did the high speed go karts for about 8 years competitively.
Damn.
I think I started when I was like 13. No, I was like probably 12 or 13, and went all the way till I was like 19. Yeah, it was a long time, and I miss it. It was such a fun time.
Yeah.
So Mark, did your love for Porsches start here? I forget Sally the Porsche.
So did not start there. Also started when I was much younger, but boy, you have no idea how excited I was when I saw first of all, an animated Porsche when I was a child. That was just the coolest thing in the world. And I love that like still even after
she has like a tramp stamp.
Oh yeah, right under the spoiler.
Yeah,
like, that's another joke that I didn't get when I was a kid, and then I watched the movie again. I'm like, oh my god, she's got a tramp stamp. It's sick. So, but like even Porsche still has humor about it today. Where I don't know if you saw, but they made the real life Sally Carrera, like where they took they took a brand new 911, they painted it the same blue like her. They gave it the tramp stamp. They gave it like a bunch of different stuff on the inside.
That's awesome.
And then they sold. I thought it was going to be like a limited edition where they would make like 100 of them or something. Turns out it was a one-off, and they sold it for like a couple $1 million. But so like I was never going to have it. But I just thought that was the coolest thing because they gave her the same wheels they gave like as the movie. Like I just thought that was the coolest thing. So yeah, that was really recent, like back in the summer that they made that. But yeah, that was I still think about that. I'm just like. That was a big reason for choosing Porsche later on.
Yeah,
I think the Porsche just like honestly like if I was gonna like fuck a car, I think it would be a Porsche. Just like looking at like it has nice curves to it. It has like a nice back end.
You're seeing what Lightning McQueen is seeing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he wanted that thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up "Life Is a Highway." That needle drop.
Oh,
that's
boy.
like that. I don't know why. When I watched it again this week, it hit home. It felt like nostalgic. I don't know why. Maybe because of that song, or maybe because like growing up, I always used to be on like the road and like driving on like highways and shit like that. And I don't know. It sounds corny, but like that song really fucking hits home.
It's a slapper. It really really is. And like the thing is like as much as I was never a country, like when it comes to music, I'm pretty much everything except for at least newer country. And even that song's still just absolute banger. And like I will, and we're like if it comes on like I don't know, like because Rascal Flatts wasn't the original. Were they the original?
I have no idea.
I can't remember if it was a cover or not, but
that's the one I remember though. You know,
that's the one that everybody remembers. And the thing is, like, whenever I hear that song, it's just the same thing. Like, I just want to get on a highway and ride it all night long. Speaking of riding a highway all night long, me and my friends, we just had a conversation about this very song. Out of nowhere, my friend just goes, "Hey, did you guys know that Life is a Highway is about gay sex?" I'm like,
what?
I'm like,
okay.
Shut the fuck up.
You gotta explain this to me.
Okay, so that's the thing. At first, I was like, "Can you please stop talking?" And then I kind of like looked at the lyrics to the song, and there's a couple. Well, first of all, he's trying to get all, like trying to find the deeper meaning about like life is a highway. Okay, but I want to ride it all night long, and I'm like. Okay, you have something.
That's kind of like the Little Nas X thing when they said, ride on.
And so there was that, but then there was one where like there's one part where he says there ain't no load that I can't hold or something like that, and I was like, okay, that's a little bit more like in the direction, like give me more of that. And then after that, he would go on to explain to me like 3 or 4 more lines that. Had, I guess, sexual innuendos in them, but, like, I'm still not truly convinced. I think that maybe he's just looking for something that I think
it's a stretch.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a stretch, but that one...
It is funny, though.
It's a funny thing to think about. Exactly.
It's great Cars lore over there.
That makes the song better, to be honest.
I wanted to say, though, like, after he gets, like, the punishment of, like, doing the tarmac on the new street...
Yeah.
The movie kind of drags, and even as a kid, I was like, "Why can't we just get to the race?"
This is taking a little long, right?
Like, I was like, "Can we just get to the race?" It gets a little better once the lights come on and they put on "Life Will Be Dream," another banger. Lightning McQueen gets that sick ass pink job.
That is really cool. I'm glad that we are doing all 3 of the movies together because as much as I want to talk about Cars 2,
please talk about Cars 3. Be fair.
I will get.
You know what?
What?
I will invite you back and we'll talk about Cars 3. Don't spoil it for me.
I won't spoil it. But man, that's a wild time. That's okay. That's a good movie.
It came out like I think 2017. So like my days of going to like a movie like in the theater and seeing an animated film are gone. Yeah. And like really now the only animated movies I catch are what like my little sister watches, and she's not watching Cars 3.
Yeah. So exactly. So there's more. Does she watch like the other Pixar stuff?
She's getting my half sister. She's getting like a little older now, so she's getting into like more like adult stuff. Not adult stuff, but like older kid stuff. But she used to watch like I don't know Trolls.
Yeah,
remember that shit?
Troll Hunter too,
or like Moana. Yeah, with the Rock.
Well, it's a great movie. Wow,
yeah,
that was the first time I watched that movie. I was actually like just pissed drunk in somebody's basement when I was in high school. But like great movie. Besides that,
The Rock can sing. That surprised me.
Yeah, I know. But so now I forgot what I was gonna say. I think it was back to Cars 1 because I'm glad we're talking about that movie. There was like the whole movie. You're right. It did stretch on just a little bit where you're like, okay, let's get to the race and. But like that, I'm trying to.
Like the cars complain about like, oh, why is no one hanging out at Radiator Springs, bro? It's boring as fuck over there. Why the hell would you want us to hang out over there?
Exactly. You're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, like, of course nobody wants to come. Until you build it up a little bit, make it some kind of like national.
He needed the Lightning McQueen clout. So
is Cars a commentary on the American like? Midwest, just like
it is.
Dying.
It is. That's not even like an undertone. That's like explicitly said. That's like the interstate is like just because people wanted to save 10 minutes. The beauty of the American Midwest is being is being carved out, literally.
Was that like some like liberal shit? Because I remember that. I vaguely remember that. They're like, oh, they're gonna destroy all this land and put a highway here.
I mean, it does look less appealing if you have if you just dig a big old trench through like a mountain.
No, I totally agree. I just think it's funny. Like,
yeah, and like Route 66, I don't know much about it, but apparently it's like a lot of twists and turns, and it's not like straight, and it goes 66? Around. Yeah, it goes around like mountains. It doesn't really cut into anything.
Yeah, it's. I think because that's a very old highway, so I'm wondering if they had the.
The resources.
Yeah, they had the resources to even do that back then, which is why it's like that. But like that's a nice thing where. For me personally, I'm not going to say that I'm on the whole, like, you know, listen, I enjoy the idea of having like a high speed rail system, that kind of thing. Me personally, I'm still going to drive my car because that's what because
life is a highway. Because
life is a highway and I want to ride it all night long. But no, so like I get that theme of that part of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen RV? That's like another movie that has like a weird. Oh my God! Has a weird. Wait, we talked about RV on the podcast. We talked about on the first.
Did you? Okay, yeah. I gotta watch that one because that just brought back a weird memory.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. That movie rules. That movie like fucking rules. I love that movie. But it's another movie about how like the American Midwest is like it's another like sentimental movie about the American Midwest, and like Route 66 specifically, they end on a song with like Route 66. They end on the same song. Those two movies end on the same song.
Really?
Yeah, Route 66. And they came out the same year too, which is a weird coincidence. Weird. Yeah. Really weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cars. Let's just get into like final thoughts for Cars 1.
Wait, hold on. I forget, but doesn't he like kill the guy in the end?
No,
like,
no. I don't know.
Or like severely fuck him up. No. The green guy.
The green guy
crashes, right?
Like bust up like the Dynaco guy. Like the.
Oh,
and then Lightning McQueen like quits the race or whatever and like helps him out.
Yeah,
you should have fucking won. He was that close. That frustrated the hell out of me as a kid. I'm like, just win the race and then go back. I don't know.
Kids, if there's one lesson to take away that's from Cars that you don't want to take away from that movie, do not help others. Okay, please just finish the race, be successful. Fuck everybody else.
Anyway, fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Yeah. So final thoughts on Cars. What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, honestly, I'm gonna rate this higher than you will. I really do think that movie was like. I want to say it's like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
Oh, I give it a 7 out of 10 too.
Okay,
I love this movie. I like it more now than I actually did as a kid. I can like appreciate it more actually, because like to me, as a kid, you just want. This movie's not fast paced at all. Like once he gets to Radiator Springs, it's kind of slow. So I don't know. As an adult, it's a lot easier to digest kind of. Like this movie, honestly. Yeah,
there's a lot of themes, especially with me, when I was very young, I didn't really leave the East Coast. So I know, like, when I was looking at, like, all the stuff around Radiator Springs, it kind of just, the closest I could go, like, I could think of was, like, North Carolina. So, like, I didn't really understand how vast that area was and how much nothing there is and why the themes are the way they are in that movie. And so I think like when I got older, I definitely appreciated that movie a lot more. So that's why I rate it. So like 8 out of 10 kind of area. So yeah.
I was gonna say too, like there's something about like I don't know if you guys remember just being at like a shitty motel when you were young, and like just like. There's like a sort of comfort to it, and like I know like there's like the scene where he's like at like the
like slightly run down places are kind of comfortable, Yeah.
It's like not when they're like super scary. I mean like when I was young, I didn't understand that.
Emptiness is a little bit calming.
Emptiness, yeah. And then like the shitty like light with the bugs buzzing around it, like it's.
Which by the way, the cars are bugs. They have car bugs.
Yeah, like the
fireflies are
right?
like cars.
Isn't there like a whole conspiracy that like every Pixar movie is like the same thing?
Yeah, I can vaguely okay. Apparently, so in the Pixar universe, the cars take over. Like after WALL-E, the cars grow sentient brains and become sentient, and they rule the world after WALL-E. That's apparently how it falls into the timeline.
What year does WALL-E even take place in?
2100 something. Yeah. I don't know. But like so Cars is in like the extreme future if you want to see it like that. And somehow they managed to recreate human culture in like the perfect way where they have isn't there like a Jay Leno fucking car and a fucking.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the scariest thought.
Dude,
Yeah.
I feel bad for that man. Did you see what happened to him?
He's all good
up
now.
now.
Yeah, but no, he's better.
Didn't he
He's
get
better.
burnt or something like that?
Yeah. There was I believe there was one of his cars when it was off started a fire in his
Jesus.
garage, and so he actually did have like serious burns. But so I was actually very scared for a little while. But it turns out, like, so I saw a recent picture of him. He had like his skin grafts and stuff. But like, I'm just glad he's alive and well, you know. So
Yeah. Liam, what out of 10 would you give Cars?
Cars 1. See, my rating system's weird because I set 5 at average. Okay.
Me too. That's my criteria too.
So like, I would say that, like, I think it was probably one of my most favorite childhood movies. Like that, like Transformers, like yeah.
Wait,
like
which
that,
the original 80s
yeah,
animated
the
movie?
original, The
Wow.
original, yeah.
Okay.
I was really into like mecha shit, but like yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's just slightly above average. I'd say like 6.5. Like it wasn't like completely like insurmountable. Like the amount of influence it had on my life, I really wouldn't say that. Like but I did enjoy it as far as like my childhood movies. Like definitely up there, but I haven't seen it in a while. But like I think looking back on it, you definitely can see like these themes and like notice like this shit's kind of like
I feel like all Pixar movies are like that though.
Yeah.
All Pixar movies have like this underlining theme. And I think Cars has like the most obvious one. One of the most obvious ones. We can get into Cars too. I looked up like why was this out of all the Pixar movies to decide to make a sequel, because before this the only Pixar movies that they made sequels to were Toy Story.
Which is crazy to me because like now you see it all the time, but like back then it was
it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Like why Cars 2 though? I remember it. I even as a kid I'm like,
wait, let me ask you this. Like what are they spying on? Like I
oh, okay. I can try to explain the plot, but
you don't have to explain the whole plot.
so,
Like, just, like who's the bad guy? Like
it's like an evil like Elon Musk type car who wants to like turn every wants to like he creates like this oil alternative that's not oil that if you point a camera at it will make the car explode, and he stages this whole entire race Grand Prix to make these cars explode in front of the racetrack in front of everyone so that the oil fails, his alternative oil fails, so everyone goes back to the old oil, which he owns all of it.
Yeah.
It's very like Bond, like ha ha ha, I'm going to rule the universe.
It's crazy because like I'm glad you just explained it to me because I kind of forgot the plot to that movie.
I watched it like this week, so
Yeah, so I mean, it's basically this one like he's like this villain car, and like I guess
his identity is kept a mystery throughout the whole movie. So you don't know. He's throughout the whole movie, and you're not supposed to. It's so obvious, but you're not supposed to know he's the guy.
So yeah, it was that movie is just so. I mean, like here's the thing. I actually really did enjoy watching it, but part of me was just like.
Some of the action scenes are like legitimately cool. Like there's a scene. Really the beginning scene is actually fucking kind of cool because Finn McMissile, that name is awesome. But Finn McMissile drives up like a swirly track, and he drops bombs all through it, and the bombs all explode up the track. It actually looks kind of cool for like a rated G movie. By the way,
is it really?
There's so many car deaths in this rated G movie.
Are you sure it's not PG?
It's rated G.
Wow.
It's rated G. I don't have too much to say about Cars besides another thing. Making Mater the main character, biggest fucking mistake you could ever do. Are you like? I'm sorry, I am not a Mater guy. I even as a kid I hated Mater. I did not.
Yeah, I didn't like him either. He's just a dumb.
He's just annoying. See, and in the second one, he just fucks up everything.
See, for me, it's like, well, because speaking on that, I relate more to Mater as I grow up. Just like I'm always fucking up everything. So like seeing him kind of as like the main guy.
I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him though.
Yeah, there's a couple times where I'm sitting there like maybe like it's weird to see like they specifically put him in that position because they knew he was gonna fuck everything up, but like. At the same time, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a change, but yeah, it's weird seeing, because he's a good helper to the main character, being Lightning McQueen, that like I kind of just wish it was kept like that.
Yeah, you didn't.
What is
you didn't
Lightning
need to,
McQueen
you didn't need to
doing
go
during
to a
this
spy
movie?
plot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lightning McQueen gets sidetracked in his own movie. That's what's
What is
crazy.
he doing?
He fucking races, and that's all he does.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
and
it.
he does the same thing he does in the first movie, but he's literally not the main character in this movie. In the
Really?
second one,
Yeah,
he's
it's
not.
weird. Yeah.
It's weird, and I don't know. I saw this in theaters. Luckily, no one was eating baked beans in my theater, so.
Ours.
We can
Twitter
get into
joke
our
for-
final thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you know, if you're around
know
Twitter
about-
for like more than 5 minutes, you'll know what that
I would
means.
kill a can of baked beans right now. Actually, sounds good.
Okay, so final thoughts on Cars 2. I know you guys, it's a
Yeah.
little washy, but I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's just like, it's a kids movie. It's
Yeah.
very not like harmless. It's not even like a lot of people hate this movie for some reason.
They really
Like,
do.
it's like violent hatred. It's like, this is the worst fucking Pixar movie. This is like this is the worst fucking thing. And I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I here's the thing. My issue here is that
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, Pixar makes some great stuff. I can't think of one that's worse, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad either.
I can't think of a worse.
I'm trying to think of.
I'm trying to think of a worse Pixar movie. I'm like,
can't.
nah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I also at the same time don't think that it's a inherently
movie.
bad movie. But yeah, but the action scenes hold up a ton of weight in that movie. And
They
like,
do.
The plot twist, ooh, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, even though, like, you know, here's the thing. If I was a kid,
The
I was like,
animation,
it was him
I'll give
the
it this.
whole time. Like,
I'll give it this. The animation is leaps and bounds better
Oh, yeah.
than the first one. So
I think
Yeah.
that has more to do with like just the
Yeah.
time, like I guess like the time period, because like if you look at, you know what sucks when I look
What?
at like the first, I mean this also was in 1994 or whatever we're talking about, but like when you watch the first Toy Story movie and like
oh
dude,
my god, uncanny.
it's freaky and it's
So
kinda like,
uncanny,
you know,
yeah.
like it's like me playing like Need for Speed Carbon in like 2005 and I'm like, oh my god, these graphics are so realistic, and I go back and look at it now, it's like
No.
pixels on the screen, like. So yeah, so that like besides that, like yeah, the animation is much better. But I do think that those action scenes
Yeah.
actually hold a good amount of weight because man, they're fucking cool. Besides that, yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Do you remember Cars 2 at all, Liam?
Fuck no, I have no.
We'll have an NA for Cars 2
Yeah.
for you. You see that's on the wall over here, right?
I do.
And you see there's a whole lot of red vinyl over here.
I do.
All right, dilate a whole lot of red.
You know what I'm gonna say. Like I mean, well, actually, no, you don't know what I'm gonna say.
That's why I asked.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you only see me when I'm listening to a whole lot of Red. I'm still gonna say Dial It. I mean, it's because it's by a smaller margin than you think. But,
Does nostalgia play a factor?
Oh, absolutely. But it doesn't. It's there's nothing I can do about it. Like if I grew up, let's say I was 4 years older when Dial It came out, it would not matter to me nearly as much as it actually does. But like that was for me. What was that?
2018. I think
Yeah.
May 23rd.
Look that up real quick. I want to see the actual date of that.
Jamie.
But yeah, I mean, just because that was like my freshman into sophomore.
Die
year.
Lit came out 2018.
What was the
day?
date on it?
Oh, date? Hold on.
What'd you say?
May 23rd.
May 23rd.
He knows that. No, it's May 11th.
Oh, very
that's
close.
close.
You know
Very
That's close.
though.
How the fuck did you know that? Like,
I remember when it dropped.
Well, here's-
I remember when it dropped, like around the time it dropped.
All right. Well, here's an easy one. Whole lot of
Yeah.
Red. What was the date of it? What was the date?
Oh,
it dropped?
Christmas.
Yeah,
Come on, that's
okay.
an easy one.
No, it's
That was yeah.
he
by the way-
remembers it like it's 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the day it was dropped.
You
never
should
forget.
know. It's a national holiday.
It really
It is.
It,
It literally is.
Yeah, for me, Die Lit was
Yeah.
like that's a Christmas album, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Kind of like Die Hard, where like people like to debate about that.
Mm-hmm.
Whole lot of Red's a Christmas.
Whole
album.
Lot of Red's a Christmas album?
Nobody can
Yeah.
debate me on that. But between the two, literally, I mean, especially after watching the Hive Mind video where they did the Playboy Cardi song bracket, it just came out a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and it really puts it into perspective, like
Yeah.
how good it like. If I had to rank them, I would say Die Lit, followed very closely by Red, and then Self-Titled.
Self-Titled,
And
yeah.
I know, like, you know, Playboy Cardi fans who was listening with me since, like, probably 15 or 16 are going to fucking hate me for that take. But the thing is, it's true because you realize how good Whole Lotta Red is after giving it, you know, 2 years of listening.
Yeah.
But it still is something about Die Lit and, like, the nostalgia of it where it's just that little bit better. And, like, R.I.P. by itself I think
that song is
clears
crazy.
the rest of his discography. Like it's an absolutely nuts song. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Die Lit first.
I would go Die Lit too. I mean, that's hard though.
Dude, he fucked Mario Judah over, bro. That fucking
Dude, I feel like Mario Judah kind of fucked himself. I'm not gonna lie.
Over.
like, dude, I like the original. I'm Mr. Rage. You know,
No,
I
the
agree.
original
I
I
wish-
Mr. Rage, but I'm talking about like Die Very Rough was actually like it was like an actual like unique thing that he did, and then he started literally copying Playboi Carti by dropping an album called Whole Lotta Red.
Dude, that guy is fucking crazy. Like, I just remember, like, dude, not gonna lie, I really enjoyed his shit when I first listened to him. I was like, that dyed hair.
The video too, the Twitter memes from that video.
You will pay the price. I will take your life.
So, what movie is next, Mark?
All right, so choosing between the two. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ronin first.
Okay.
I think that's what I want to do first.
Okay, I'll introduce the film, I guess. This is actually like the second film that I haven't seen on this podcast yet. The first one was Bad Santa, which was really good, by the way.
Really?
I'd never seen it. It was really good. I was excited because Robert De Niro was in it.
Yes.
And he's my favorite actor. If you don't know, I think he's just brilliant. You know, and I'm not the first one to say that. I thought that this movie, the car chases in this movie were like, it brought me back to a time where I'm like, fuck, why can't we do this more often in movies?
Okay, so here's the thing about that movie is it's very actually no, it's
Like
it's
I want real stunts in movies now. Like I'm like I'm tired of like the CG action. It doesn't seem like it's really impressive when you actually see cars fucking crash into each other.
Oh yeah.
And actual stunt driving.
So the thing about this movie, I don't know if you ever seen Bullet with Steve McQueen. But
No.
like, that was the thing where like if you like every car guy talks about that movie, like, it's the best thing.
Have you
ever
seen
made.
Vanishing Point? That's like a big one.
Vanishing Point is it's an offender of this, but not nearly to the degree because I actually do think that was a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But like Bullet by with Steve McQueen, it's got you know, if you watch the movie, it's not that great. It's not that great of a movie. It's just that the car chase scene is just so fucking
And you know
good.
what? Honestly, like I say this about a lot of older movies. Like a lot of older movies are kind of like it really only takes one action set piece to get people talking about the movie.
You know, like really just in general, like the whole movie, it's there's something weird about it where, like it's known that movie's known for its car chase scenes.
Okay.
But
I didn't do any research, so I just went in blind, and I was not. I kind of was expecting car chases because you picked the movies.
Yeah.
So I was kind of expecting something that involved in cars, and I was not disappointed. The Italy one specifically.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
The one with they're driving onto like oncoming traffic, and I never do this in movies, but I actually like my jaw just fucking dropped at like one scene where like there's a car and it just misses like other car. I'm like, holy fuck! How did they do that? You could have been killed. I'm like, shit. That's what I want in fucking movies. I want to be actually impressed by like the stunts done in movies, and you really don't. Like what's the most? I haven't like Tom Cruise is literally the only one that's doing it nowadays.
Yeah, which sucks because like Tom Cruise has always been like that. I mean, he's always been that guy, and so like the thing is, I wish I watched some of his newer stuff, but like I always feel
Have
like
you seen the Top Gun?
No.
No, I haven't seen it either.
I know, like that's like it's a movie that I should have seen by now.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's
like
seen
so,
it.
I'm hoping if anybody is listening, they have seen it. Please write to us.
I've seen it.
Speaking of which, because now that you just said that, during or in Ronin, what's her name? Natasha.
She's in the Truman Show.
She's in the Truman Show. She's in. You ever seen Californication?
No.
I want to. I wish I saw her in more stuff. But watch Californication.
She's not in much. So
yeah, but watch Californication if you get a chance. David Duchovny, if you know him, he's that show is just so good. I think I might go watch it.
Oh, it's a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
Oh, okay.
It's like 6 or 7 seasons basically. It's like BoJack Horseman in real life, but like, but it's better. I'm not really a BoJack Horseman kind of guy.
Yeah.
But like this guy, he's kind of like just like washed up, had his his time in the industry or whatever, and like it was just I watched it like 6 or 7 years ago I think, and I just remember that show being really good. So I would say check that out. But yeah, she's the wife in the movie or in the show. And
it fell. Oh shit.
yeah, and that was a really, really good. That was a very good show.
Yeah, I guess we can get to the final thoughts of Ronin. I really don't have too much to say about it. It's just a really like solid action flick.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
One other scene I wanted to bring up though is like the scene how the way they figure out how to open the way they figure out how the security works around the suitcase was really cool.
Yes,
that whole like camera shit when they were taking the photos, and then he goes back and he's like, "Can you take one of my wife?" And then he goes back. That was a great scene.
I thought that scene, like, with something not correlated in that movie,
Yeah,
I thought like just out of everything, where it was like that one scene where they were trying to like see, like him holding the case and everything, like when they were taking those, I was like, that's smart. And then like, that was like
the scene. I don't know, for some reason that was the scene that stood out to me. It was like classic, and Robert De Niro was being like classic Robert De Niro, and like that swagger. I don't know. It was a really cool scene. But I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right, I'm going to give it a 7. I kind of want to go back on Cars 1 and maybe give it a 6.5 to a 7.
Yeah.
But now, because this is my first rating system, but
right.
Yeah, I want to give that movie a 7 out of 10 just because it's one that, like, you give me like 6 months to a year, I'm gonna go back and watch it. Mm-hmm. I think that just very solid action flick with very cool car chase scenes where, especially since it was 98, I was born in 99, all the cars that I love are from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. Watching all those scenes with like the Audi S8 and all these Peugeots and M5s and stuff, like that's the kind of shit I love. So there's that, and then like it actually had a plot to it as well. That actually did have a good twist as well, with like, with the Russians and like making the case and stuff. I thought that was really cool. So I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
We can move on to our next thing.
Okay.
Oh, forget this.
Look out, give the kid some room. He's taking over again. All right, go.
Well, yesterday I was talking about Nightmare Before Christmas, and we got into the topic of Tim Burton and how like he has like, I don't know if you've seen Wednesday. Have you seen that show?
Is it the what's her name? The girl that I love?
Oh, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has Jenna Ortega. I haven't watched it, but like I'm sure you're aware of like the super like viral like dance scene, right?
I'm not on anything.
You're not on anything? Okay,
sorry.
That's okay. I'll show it to you. Since you're such a Jenna Ortega fan. Have you seen X? Have you seen that movie? We talk about it on the podcast. But the reason why I brought up Wednesday and I brought up that whole dancing scene is because we are going to figure out the best dancing scene in movie history. Okay. I got inspired by that dance, and I also got inspired by I don't know why, but I had the urge to watch the dance scene from like Saturday Night Fever. I remember when my editing teacher from my first year of film school showed me that, and I've never seen this movie. I've never seen Saturday Night Fever. I've seen that dance scene like 400 fucking times.
Okay, yeah,
that dance scene is actually like one of the coolest fucking things anyone has ever done in a fucking movie ever. And I never realized before this, I never realized why John Travolta is like a movie star kind of. I'm like, that is why he's like that man can fucking dance. Anyways, we have a tournament of movie dance scenes, and
are we watching
hopefully do you want to watch them?
I would prefer to, just so I get my refreshers.
All right.
All I can think about is there's one scene in that particular movie. From that dance scene where, like, like when he's doing this thing with his legs, where he's doing the in and the yes, holy shit, it's so fucking awesome, dude. So here's the thing, I haven't seen that scene probably, I think, since one of my teachers showed it to me like 10 years ago, and I still want to learn how to do that shit.
It's funny a teacher showed you that too.
I know. I think that's how most people, especially our age, just like.
Oh yeah, you showed me a movie. All right, we have the bracket.
Oh, it's a March Madness stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, have you seen 500 Days of Summer?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you the scene right now.
The only one on here that, like, I've seen even recently is, I guess, Pulp Fiction and Breakfast Club. Like, those are the only two that I've seen very recently.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to.
What the fuck is Doug Ball?
That's a...
Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's dodgeball.
Oh.
Can you hear it? He just had sex with like the woman he loves.
Oh,
So that
that's
he
great.
he
That's
just
a
woke
great
up
feeling.
having sex with the woman he loves. So he's very happy right now.
I can see why.
Not experience that.
That's really how it feels, though.
And mind you, this is not a musical. This is not like a musical, this
Oh,
movie.
this is a
This is
fun
literally out of nowhere.
Oh, that's cool. I do like this.
Yeah. It's a great scene. A lot of extras too. Oh my god, I forgot they had the marching band too.
This is freaking cool. Was it UCLA?
I have no idea, but like yeah. So there's
I
that.
get the idea. That's really cool. I like
You've seen the Breakfast Club dance scene, right? They're like dancing in the detention hall.
Yes.
And he screams and the glass shatters. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we're batting up the one we just saw with the Breakfast Club scene. Which one you picking?
Man.
I think I'm picking the 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick 500 Days because that's just cool. Like especially the fact that it just happens out of nowhere in the movie. I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna send that one to the.
Right,
to the
Machina.
Ex-military death grips on Ethan's search history. Let that be known. Dude, did you guys see they're not playing in New York? Like
Really?
Yeah.
With Death Grips? Really?
Yeah.
No, they are. They are.
No,
They're playing in Brooklyn. Yeah,
That's what I thought.
they're returning. Yeah. All right. This is a dance scene in another movie that's not a dance movie.
Okay.
It's Ex Machina. You've seen this one, Liam, right? The girl he's dancing with is AI.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
When did this movie come out?
It's a great movie, Ex Machina. I think 2014.
Okay, because I was gonna say it's fairly recent.
Yeah. You know the Joker one, right? I'm trying to know how do you advance
Joker
things.
one. What are you talking about? Like the fucking the bathroom
The
scene?
Joker dance? No, the steps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll go with the Joker steps.
Yeah.
Other
Out of
than
these two,
Ex Machina.
I think I'm gonna choose the Joker steps.
I do like the Joker.
Boogie Nights. You've seen Boogie Nights, right?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna show you the
That's gonna
dance
win this
scene.
whole thing.
We'll throw it back, but Boogie Nights, dancing.
Oh wait, you put Boogie Nights in here. So is Saturday Night Fever on here?
Yeah.
Okay. So
We have both of them on the first round.
Oh.
The Saturday Night Fever scene and this one.
Okay.
I love this. You see that right there?
Yes.
It zooms out into a full frame. I love that.
That's really cool.
That's so fucking cool.
That's very, very cool.
But like, I'll be honest. In comparison to the Saturday Night Fever scene, this has nothing. This has nothing on it. And I love. This is my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
So I'll give the one up to Saturday Night Fever. I want Liam to see Saturday Night Fever because I want to see him that scene. The dance scene is literally the fucking coolest thing, and the fact that he like pushes away his girl and pushes away all the people on the dance floor just for him to fucking dance is like the most baller thing.
So fucking baller.
Oh, it's got 15 million views. Like this is a known.
We got to put the volume up for this shit.
Yeah, please. Man, 1977.
Dude, fucking phones ruined clubs.
It's really, really cool. And I just love it. Like, it's just weird that it's actually John Travolta doing it. Like,
Yeah. It's not even that cool dancing. It's just he owns it. He owns the fuck out of it,
He
man.
really does. Like he's into it.
So cool.
Is this where he does it?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get loaded on cocaine.
This right here. This,
It's crazy.
It's
It's
been
awesome.
it has been 10 years since I've seen this scene, and I still need to learn how to do that. I've tried several times and like broken both my kneecaps, like twisted both my ankles. Like
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I think you definitely need certain shoes to do it like really good.
Yes.
You need a meniscus to do it, I would say.
Okay, I think we're
Yeah,
safe to say that
I get
this one trumps the Boogie Nights scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say so.
um,
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Boogie Nights.
Have you seen the mask dance scene?
Like smoke.
Jim Carrey mask.
Yeah.
The ballroom dance. Do you want like a refresher on it?
Really quick. I'll give you
All right.
like a solid 30 seconds. Your favorite 30 seconds.
All right, here. Oh, Cameron Diaz is smoking in this
jeez,
movie.
yeah.
Holy shit! And Jim Carrey is so good, man. This is at his prime.
I do like the camera angles in this one.
We have Beetlejuice. Have you seen that?
No, but I.
Do you know the scene though? I'm talking about. It's daylight coming. You want to go home? They get like possessed and they dance.
Oh yes. You know
I love Beetlejuice. I will fight for that scene.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna say The Mask.
all right,
Liam?
Liam, be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think The Mask is a better scene. I do love Beetlejuice just because I love the story, but like I think like The Mask is like that scene is like insane.
Yeah.
It's obviously not Jim Carrey, but like
No, but
so like
Climax. Have you seen? You haven't seen. I'll just show you the opening scene.
you ever been to a techno club?
You know, as much as I love techno music, I haven't. I've been to a bunch of raves where there's techno music, but never an actual club.
Dude, I'm telling you, techno clubs are my favorite thing now.
What? So where do you go for that?
We recently like have been going to the House Yes. We went like 2 times already.
Okay.
Dude, oh my god, it's just so fucking crazy. It's just like it's the best experience you'll ever have.
All right. Me and you go.
Anyway, you get the point. It's very
That's cool. I like it.
it's good. It's really good dancing. I think you get the point.
Legitimate dance.
And then we have the Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire dance scene. We all know that one, right? Emo Spider-Man. Wait, you don't know what I'm talking about?
The scene. I haven't seen this movie since it came out in 2007.
Okay.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
All the Spider-Mans, I don't know. There are ones that I like watch once and I don't go back to them.
You absolutely should go back to them.
Okay.
You absolutely should go because they're fucking hilarious. They're actually like really funny movies, and like that's the biggest thing I got out of them. Going back as an adult watching them, like Sam Raimi has like such a unique sense of humor when it comes to those movies. Like I don't know.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I now that I see the setting, I can remember this.
This is me.
Dude, if you ever
This
see
movie
someone
makes me
this like this walking in like New York City,
Hey, you've been in a good mood though, and you felt like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Oh, 100%.
dude, you know the feeling.
This reminds me kind of like the 500 Days of Summer almost.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're just feeling
Yeah.
good.
it looks a lot stupider when you don't have other people dancing
yeah,
with
this
you.
is people looking at you like, the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
with you? Yeah. I do like this one. Oh,
Yeah.
Man.
Emo Peter Parker is just,
You know-
it's different.
It does.
I'm going to say, like,
It
while
does.
I like that more,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go with what's objectively better, and I think Climax.
Climax.
Like, not
Yeah.
even close.
This is the end. Have you seen This Is the End?
No.
I kind of just put this on here just to be a filler. I'm not gonna lie. But like they have like a dance with the Backstreet Boys when they go to heaven and they all die. Spoiler alert. But
Okay.
you have. Oh yeah.
So that
It-
Rush Hour 1, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So I've been.
You know what scene I'm talking about in Rush Hour 1? Like the war. What is
Yes.
it good for? Okay, yeah.
So
by the way-
I'm choosing Rush Hour 1 in that case.
We should do this for the next
Oh,
thing.
very
We should
cool.
just talk about the whole trilogy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I need to watch. Cause isn't there a new
They're
one
making
coming
a
out?
new one.
There's a new one apparently, yeah. But
All right,
I don't know how
I'm
good
gonna
that's
watch
gonna
it.
be because Rush Hour 3 is kind of bad.
So I'm gonna choose. All right. I'm gonna go through Rush Hour 1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick Rush Hour 1 too.
Friday the 13th Part 4.
Okay,
No,
you don't know what I'm talking about, but
No,
I'll show you. You know the actor Crispin Glover? He plays George McFly
Yes.
in Back to the Future. Okay, he does a really interesting dance in Friday the 13th, Part 4. So we'll see that. You ready for this?
Yes.
First off, the way he asked the girl to dance. Watch.
All right. Oh, he's going. Oh my God, he is fueled up. Holy shit.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah,
And honestly, like, good for him because like his Riz is working right now. Like
It
the girl
really
is
is.
feeling it right now.
He's into it.
And then the Wednesday scene. You might choose that one because it's Jenny Ortega.
No, I'm gonna leave all of my
Biases. Okay.
by the wayside just so I can see this.
Oh, by the way, I'm picking Crispin Glover. I'm sorry. That was
No, that was crazy.
that was crazy.
Listen,
Like she's trying to do the crack egg energy. She's trying to match the crack egg energy.
so
of,
yeah, that's
of,
something I
of
noticed.
Crispin Glover.
That's something I noticed. Like listen. I mean, just like seeing
Dude,
how
Crispin
she's
Glover
dancing-
gives way more cracked up energy in that.
No, that was like some of the purest cocaine I've ever seen in a person. That was-
But like, what's interesting is though, like it's like what she's doing right now is like very similar.
it's similar but not as good.
No, but
And it sucks because like
and
this
yet she gets all the flowers. Where's Crispin Glover's flowers for his dancing?
But here I'll give you this. If you didn't show me that movie a minute ago,
Yeah.
I would have chosen that.
Yeah, of course.
But like I don't know, it's hard to replicate the energy that I just saw.
Wow, in an upset. In an upset in the first round.
An upset for me, Jenna Ortega. I love you so much, but I'm gonna have to leave you the dust here.
All right, Crispin Glover. Yeah. W for Crispin Glover. The dodgeball dance scene is great. I'll show you it.
Oh, I do remember this. I do. I still want to watch just a little bit of it.
Wait, no, this is not it. No, I'm talking about when they're dancing in the gym. You know that one?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. They don't have it.
No.
Ah. Is this even a dance scene? I'm sorry, I don't have the dance scene with me.
I know what
but just believe me that there's a dance scene with dodgeball.
For some reason, I got my Vince Vaughn early 2000s comedies confused. What I meant to actually say is the dance scene from Old School. Not Dodgeball. Old School.
Anyway, and the Pulp Fiction one is the last one. You've seen that one. Do we need to look at it again?
I don't need to look at it.
Okay.
I've seen it a million
Pulp
times.
Fiction wins.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction wins that.
Sorry.
Okay, so 500 Days of Summer or Joker? I'm picking 500 Days of Summer.
Well, can you drag these?
I can't. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this thing.
We'll just remember.
Okay.
I'll just remember, yeah.
Yeah, so 500 Days of Summer or Joker? I've never
Yeah.
seen 500 Days of Summer, man.
Okay.
I've never seen it before. And it really, I don't know. Maybe it left a mark on me.
You got to see it though.
Yeah,
it's good. The Saturday Night Fever scene, yeah, a mask. That's I think I have a feeling I know what's gonna win. Climax or Rush Hour. I think I'm gonna go with Rush Hour. I'm not gonna lie. That that scene is iconic. That scene is iconic. Like if I'm remembering anything from Rush Hour, it's literally that scene where they dance.
All right, yeah, Rush Hour. Yeah, Rush Hour for this.
All right, we have our upset over here. The Crispin Glover in Friday the 13th Part 4 versus the Pulp Fiction scene. I am as much as I love the Pulp Fiction scene and I love the dancing. Really? I'm telling you, I watched this as a kid, the Friday the 13th Part 4, and I'm not gonna lie. You know what? He beat Jenna Ortega. He's gonna beat John Travolta too. Let's be fair. John Travolta is in already. I don't want to give him two things in the top 4 spot.
I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry. I mean,
okay.
Like so Pulp Fiction versus Friday. Listen, that was some crackhead energy that I've never seen in my life before. But I mean, for me, the Pulp Fiction one, it just kind of.
And let's not forget about Uma Thurman too in the scene. So, yeah. I remember Quentin Tarantino said like Aristocrats was like a big thing for that movie, like an inspiration for that dance scene.
Really?
Yeah. Liam, I guess you're the tiebreaker, so.
For
Pulp Fiction versus Crispin Glover, Friday the 13th.
You know the one you just saw?
I personally think Pulp Fiction, like I would love like with that scene, and especially since like they said make it as like ridiculous as possible.
Yeah.
So I love that scene. I don't know.
All right.
I have to as well because here's the thing. I'm gonna go back and watch that.
The Crispin Glover scene? I'm glad he made an impression on you.
Oh, 100%. I've never seen energy like that in a movie.
Okay, so in the final 4 we have 500 Days of Summer, Saturday Night Fever, Rush Hour, Pulp Fiction. All right, 500 Days of Summer or the Saturday Night Fever? Yeah,
Like, I already know what's gonna win the whole thing.
We know what's gonna win the whole thing. Pulp Fiction or Rush Hour?
I'm choosing Pulp Fiction. For me, it's just so iconic.
Yeah.
Right, so
I kind of was just wanting. I was kind of just said Crispin Glover because I wanted that to win, low key, just to be fun. I was gonna push it. I was gonna push it the whole way through. All right, we of course, no better way to end the tournament than to have 2 John Travolta dancing scenes in the top spots.
Listen, he's a talented dancer. Pulp Fiction.
I could honestly put something from Grease on here too, and it probably would have been in the top 3.
I'm not people like Grease a lot more.
I like the songs and shit, but like he had like I said again, he can dance.
He can dance.
Saturday Night Fever, I think is gonna win, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's honestly the thing that inspired this list.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching it today. I was kind of high, and I was like, damn, like I said before, like he's a fucking movie star, and that's like what a movie star does, like. Not only acts, but like can like fucking do a lot of things in his movies. You know?
Yeah. Listen, there's not a lot of stars like that anymore, which I think so. It's refreshing to see those two. You know?
Don't keep fucking saying that to me.
our last review will be kind of quick, but what like quick thoughts on later? Actually, I'll give my quick thoughts on Layer Cake before you do. Aggressively British.
Yes.
Matthew Vaughn, the director, is I'm kind of lukewarm on him because I like the Kick-Ass movies, but he made the Kick-Ass movies.
Yeah.
But I don't really like the Kingsman movies. Have you seen those?
Oh, see,
And those,
I love.
yeah,
I do. But the thing is, for me, that's like later
Yeah.
work. I don't like it as much as nearly the early stuff. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
did he? Because it feels like the same.
he made
vibe.
X-Men
Did he
First
do-
Class too.
did he
If you
do,
know that.
Hot Fuzz. Or
That's
that
Edgar
something-
Wright.
Oh, it is.
Edgar Wright is a little. I think I prefer him a little bit more than Matthew Vaughn, but they're very similar. They have like the same type of like, because they're both British too. They have
Yeah.
the same type of
Yeah,
humor.
I just confuse all my Brits together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, well, no, sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I liked it too because of Daniel Craig. Like this is his first role I've seen from him before Bond,
right, yeah.
and he looks so young, and he's like super thin too. He like
Isn't
it made me
weird?
realize that like
Yeah.
he fucking bulked the fuck
bulked
up for that
a ton.
role.
It's kind of
He
like me
bulked
watching.
the fuck up for that role, man.
It's kind of like me watching like the Saturday Night Fever, watching John Travolta. I'm like, how the
Yeah.
hell is he so skinny? When did he
Yeah,
look
I
like
don't-
this? Well, for me, I mean, I've seen Layer Cake probably twice or three times at this point.
Hmm.
I mean, I love it just because one, it's got cool cars in it as well. But it's a lot less focus on that than Ronin. I think this one has a very good plot. I think everybody in it is like they play their roles very well. Like whoever the guy, I can't remember his name.
Holy
the guy
shit, dude. I'm sorry, but not to interrupt you, but like the first drug dealers that they have to deal with that die, like
No,
in the beginning,
that's exactly where I was going.
holy shit,
Yeah.
they were, especially the woman was
Yeah,
like
just tweaking the fuck out the whole time.
when she accidentally killed that guy. I wanted to like laugh and like it was kind of sad at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
like an innocent guy just got shot, and like she's actually genuinely like shook from it too.
Yeah, she's tweaking the fuck out, and like they're trying to conduct real business, and you can tell like these are the fake gangsters. Like,
Yeah,
next door.
they don't know what the
They have no like they're all like they're not about that. Like they want to be showy. They like the other like that's the thing with Daniel Craig when he was what was his, I can't remember what his actual like what was the actual character's name?
Oh, I don't remember, but
Well, either way, Daniel Craig.
yeah.
So when like his role in this movie, like he wasn't really a gangster per se, but like he was the one channeling all these drugs and like making a ton of money doing it. Had his money laundering business on the side as well. And the thing is, dude is just normal. Like dude played he played his role as
And
a
he
normal
had like
guy
a
very
code.
well.
He had like a code to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Which
was
is
cool.
incredibly respectable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I respected his decision at the end, even though, spoiler alert, instantly his past like catches up to him.
Yeah.
And he gets shot like
Yes.
right in front of after he walks out. I was shocked, but I don't think I could have came up with a better ending.
So
That was really good. I really like that.
yeah. The craziest thing is I've seen that movie 3 times, but I've seen them spaced out over
Uh-huh.
years, and so every single time I always forget what happens at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Even though I've seen the movie 3 times. Like, and
Yeah.
I always like that's the sign of a
It's
good-
sudden too.
Yeah.
It's sudden, and like it makes sense because if you look at it, I'm sure I haven't watched it again, but like I'm sure if you watch it again, well, even though I know there was some stuff I even noticed like watching it the first time, like when the guy calls he calls the girl and the guy picks up first.
Yes.
That guy who shoots him picks up first,
Yeah.
and I kind of when I was watching, I was like, what? I totally forgot about that whole plot. Yeah, I totally forgot about that whole plot point. So like, it shocked me when it came up. I wrote on my notes that the crackhead that was hanging out with the girl,
Yeah.
you don't really see him much, but he looks like ASAP Rocky.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
I was thinking the exact. I'm like,
Okay.
I was like, how they got ASAP?
The A$AP Rocky in here. Yeah.
This is I thought I was thinking the exact same thing because he was like, he was a crackhead, but shit,
He looked exactly like the ASAP
very
Rocky. It
handsome-
was weird.
Very handsome crackhead.
The soundtrack is
Great soundtrack.
incredible. The Rolling Stones song, great. The opening, I forget what song it plays at the opening credits, but that song is really good. And the Kylie Moore, I forget her name, but Kylie Moore, I Can't Get You Out of My Head, mixed in with the New Order song,
Yes.
Blue Monday.
Very cool.
The 2 songs go perfectly together. And the way it's used in the scene is perfect too. Like the way they it's kind of like they cue up the song
for the moments. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I really liked it.
So-
I just thought it was a little bit slow towards the beginning.
It definitely slowed towards the beginning. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give that movie. I always seem to be like maybe I need to be more critical. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it like a half.
No,
head, just like I did, and I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Only because,
Yeah.
it's one of those movies like I think there's something in a movie where, let's say I watch it 3 times. I've seen a movie 3 times. Once when I was like 15, once when I was like 19, and then once literally like 3 weeks ago. The fact that I can go, those couple years, usually I remember how a movie goes and still be shocked by the ending like that, and then still come back to certain scenes and be like, man, that was really, really cool to watch. But I just think like the fact that you can, see a movie 3 times and still be surprised at what's happening and like see other stuff in it the more you watch it, I'm like, wow, that speaks for something. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
What was the best outfit of all 3 of these movies?
Outfit.
I mean, you can't really say much about Cars because they're all like cars.
Well, I guess when Lightning McQueen got that sick ass paint.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'll count that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Yeah, when he got that sick ass paint job and he had the white walls.
Yeah.
Like that. He was looking fly as shit. I will. So I think that's my favorite. For Ronin.
Oh no! I'm just saying, out of all the movies, you picked one. Yeah. That's what makes it hard. That's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
I would go the Lightning McQueen thing. Yeah,
too, because I mean, like, here's the thing: Daniel Craig, for the most part,
just suits. Honestly, he wears the same shit in all his movies.
Well, yeah,
he wears like suave-ish suits. Like even in Knives Out, I'm like, he's in a suit and he's a detective.
Listen,
he's in a suit and he's a spy.
He's
in a suit. He's a cocaine dealer. Yeah. It's great.
He knows when he looks good, and so
yeah,
I'll stay with that. But I mean, like, yeah, and Ronin, I mean, like, there was some cool stuff, but it was mostly like black turtlenecks, like how I dress.
Yeah,
and so still very cool. But Lightning McQueen. Whole last paint job that cost probably $10,000. Like, I'm picking that all day.
Best noodle drop. Like, what's the best song out of all of them? We just mentioned like a bunch of them from Layer Cake, but
I think that goes to Cars as well. I mean, Life is a Highway. That one, that one got me going. I mean, still think about it all the time.
I picked Life is a Highway too.
Yeah, great song.
Great song.
You're listening to the 3 Shelf Podcast.